Hi, this is the second episode of the BookFunnel Makeover Landing Show, where we take your bland, business-like landing page and put it on the best dress list. And today we are with Spencer Steves, an epic fantasy author. And actually, it was his dad, Jay, who reached out to us about the makeover. And Jay says he handles all of the marketing for his son, who is just the writer, only the writer. So, Mom, if you are listening to this, hint. Okay, so what we are going to do for this episode is focus on color theory, because we are not graphic designers and we don't really know what we're doing, but we can't afford to fudge things up. So we're going to go and educate ourselves a little bit, get some education. And if you want to watch a video about color theory, then this one is from Canva. It's right there on YouTube. We'll put it in the show notes. There are a couple of different strategies you can use as far as color theory goes. And the first thing I always do is upload my cover into the Canva color palette so it can give me a couple of base colors to work with. But today we're going to be working with the color wheel. And you'll see on the color wheel, the first option here is complementary. Complementary colors are the opposites attract of the color wheel. These are high contrast colors. So using a contrasting color on your landing page background will really make your cover pop. So I grabbed one of the browns from his cover. And again, you can use the color palette, or I like to use the eyedropper tool if I want a little bit more control. But I grabbed that. I'm going to just pop it in here. And there we go. It gives us a nice, pretty blue. And I love that blue. And I can tell that against this cover, it's really going to pop up. Now, because it only provides us one color, and I do like to use a secondary color on like the buttons and the headings, I just went on ahead and decided to eyeball a second contrasting shade, which is one of the beautiful golds in this cover. And that is what I used for that. And here you go. You've got the blue, you've got the gold, and we'll see in a few minutes what that looks like against the cover. Now, the next method we're going to use for picking your landing page covers, and again, this is all predicated on the fact that your cover is to market, the colors are on brand, they properly convey tone, emotion, theme, and all of that good stuff. If you're not starting out with a good base cover, you want to focus on that first. So monochromatic, it's just where you take the base shade from your color, and I went and grabbed another brown, plop it in the wheel, and then it's going to generate either a deeper saturated or less saturated shade of that base color. Now, I wanted a few more options, so I went and I found some random color wheel generator on the internet. I don't even remember what I used, and I got about 5 different shades. And this is what that looked like. You got your base shade up top. No, the base shade is on the bottom because this is the dark one. And then the top slightly less saturated. And then the button color and the heading color are also, I believe I took it down to about 25% and 15%. It was something like that when I was playing in the color wheel. So again, you can find one online, play with it. That's exactly what I did. Played. And you can see that using a monochromatic style is one of your safer bets, especially if you don't have a great eye for color. It's really hard to go wrong if your base shade is beautiful. It's simple, it's elegant, it doesn't hurt the eyes. It looks professional. All right, the next color theory style we're going to take a look at is analogous. I think I said that right. Analogous. It's late. Don't come for me. Analogous colors are just colors that sit next to each other on the color wheel. They are neighbors. They get along in theory, and we're going to see why in a minute. So for instance, this base pink right here, it sits next to this red and then next to this more purpley shade. So if you click right here, it'll actually show you how these 3 colors, or two to three of these colors, can work together. And it took us right to Candy and Valentine's Day, which is actually not shocking. I grabbed a red from the main female model's hood. I found one of the deeper, richer shades, and I just zoomed in really quickly to grab that with my eyedropper tool. I'm going to drop it right here. And this is interesting because I actually loathe this color combination, and I am not going to do this to poor Spencer. There's no way in the world I'm going to put this version of red with this yellowish brown next to this purpley thing. Maybe they look good. Canva's drinking tonight. In some alternate universe, these look good. Okay, so I am making an executive decision, and my executive decision is to ignore this completely. So what I did is I took that base red and I decided to just do contrasting, and I eyeballed the fudge out of this. So we got the background red. Then I just took another one of those golden yellows for a nice contrasting color and put it as my heading 2, heading 1, and the button background. And again, I like to do no more than 3 colors, usually 2, just to kiss, keep it simple. Okay. And then I wanted to mix it up a bit. So I gave him one more option. I pulled one of the darkest shades from his cover. Heading 2 is this color desaturated. So I just took it all the way down the color scale. And then actually, this is not the same color as above. You might not be able to tell, but I'm going to show you. This is an actual example of how analogous does not offend mine eye. So I grabbed this and used it on the button background. And you cannot really tell, but it is slightly different and it makes me feel better about myself. So that's what I did. And then of course I just eyeballed a contrasting gold and threw it in there because sometimes an eyeball is what you got to do. And of course I uploaded a logo and I created the logo in Canva. I gave Spencer a little lute. That is a lute, a circle to represent the sun, and then his name and a little tagline, modern bard, distant realms. Okay. And we threw that in there. And you can take a look, see what it looks like under preview. There you go. That is the preview. But what we are going to do now is go take a look at the landing page itself, edit, and to refresh ourselves, we have this right here. I'm not sure why purple was chosen. Maybe as a contrasting color, I get it, because the gold and the purple. So I can see some thought going on in there, but we're busy people. We're very busy people. The blurb, I'm going to chop up and resituate because there's some stuff going on with the formatting and it's long and readers have the attention span of a hypnotized hippo. So we're going to do something about that. And what I did, I'm going to select the monochromatic. We gave him some sexier subheadings. And this is stuff I pulled directly from his landing pages. I did not make it up. I chopped up the blurb, put in a little HTML to do some contrast with the bold and the not bold. I like to do that. We got to do what works. And then down at the bottom, I grabbed a little bit of verbiage, again, from his series description for a little bit of interest. And then we're just going to cross-promote book 2. They're getting this book for free. Maybe you can, nudge them to give you some money. So there we go. And don't forget your thank you page. Again, we have some custom headings, cross-promoting book 2. This is the preview, so you can see what the thank you page looks like. This is what they see after they have entered their email address and they now belong to you. There you go. You can click on that. It takes you right to Amazon. But we want to see what it looks like. There we go. Tread the path less taken. Hold back the treacherous dark. And again, I took this right from his landing page. I did not make that up. Enter the sun realm. We've got an easier to read blurb that just gets right to the point, a little bit about his series, and then cross-promoting. And then you can see how this nice monochromatic, it's soothing on the eye, but it's still contrasting enough that this gold really pops. So that is the email sign up landing page we did. But I can't just do one. So I did Spencer a UBL as well, Universal Book Link landing page. And I did it on my account. So you can see we used the contrasting complementary colors that we picked, the blue and gold. And I like to use the wide orientation. So there's our tagline, our blurb. If you come down here on your UBL, you have several buttons. These can all be customized. So the ebook will go to your platform. The paperback will go to your paperback platform. And then I just threw in his link tree because he does not have an audio, but you can customize that. That can go anywhere. I gave him a custom sample. I'm just playing around, experimenting, seeing what might work. This is theme music, but I had a brilliant idea to self-narrate like the first chapter of my book and upload it as a little treat to my readers. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be really good. They'll just be tickled pink to hear your voice. So you can actually do that, upload it as a short audio MP3, and then they can be listening to this while they are reading along, or they can go straight to Amazon. And then I just did a back to book page right there in that final button, just in case they had closed out that tab, so it would take them right back to the UBL. And this is some custom art, because on the bestseller plan, you can embed images. This is art he gave me. I went and got some social proof from Amazon. I did up this banner real quick. The map Spencer provided, or Jay provided on Spencer's behalf, which we embedded along with the verbiage. And then we're just going to use the book cover to cross promote book 2 right down here. So again, before and after, businesslike, bland, a really long blurb that we had to reformat a bit, and a nod at contrasting colors, but we just there we go, all the pretties side by side. And this is episode 2 of the BookFunnel Makeover Landing Show, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos from BookFunnel, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.